In this Star Wars Outlaws news update video, I will be sharing with you an update on the next DLC, A Pirate's Fortune. We have a reveal date, some artwork featuring Hondo himself, and even more stuff relating to Outlaws. So before we do dive into all of today's news, make sure you do subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any future news updates on Star Wars Outlaws. So, it is officially spring, and after a few weeks of waiting, we finally have heard from Ubisoft regarding A Pirate's Fortune, the next DLC pack which will be coming out this spring. Moments ago they tweeted, "Tune in to get a first glimpse at what's next for Star Wars Outlaws. Join us on April 18th at Star Wars Celebration to learn more." So next Friday, a week from now, Star Wars Celebration will begin for the weekend, and that is when they will be revealing A Pirate's Fortune, most likely in the form of a trailer, similar to what we've seen them do before. Included in the tweet, they shared this image, and it shows the key art for this second story DLC. As you can see, it shows the words World Premiere. They've used the same wording when marketing trailers, so I assume we will be getting a trailer. And then the date, and of course the Celebration logo. Now, it won't be a panel. There is no panel going to be at Celebration where the cast and the developers will be at. It will most likely just be a trailer that goes live during the Friday, the first day of Star Wars Celebration, much like we got the trailer for Star Wars Jedi Survivor during the first or second day of Celebration 2023. The key artwork is just awesome. We get a look at Kay and Nix, and just behind them is Hondo. And then we also get this space background and a bunch of asteroids and a few ships as well. Two different models of ship alongside the Trailblazer in the centre. Now, I'm not sure if these ships have been seen in Star Wars before. They appear to be a new design to me, but I could be wrong. They are chasing the Trailblazer, so that's going to be interesting. It looks like these are not allies, but rather enemies. I actually data mined the game files for Star Wars Outlaws a few months ago, and I did take a look at some potential hints of what to expect from this second DLC. I found some files that reference things that weren't in the game or its first DLC, such as Space Racona, whatever that means, and more. I have a link to the video in the top right-hand corner of the screen right now that you can check out, which goes through what we could potentially see in future content, included in this DLC. I did expect us to get a trailer at Star Wars Celebration for Star Wars Outlaws. It just made a ton of sense. We've seen it done time and time again for other Star Wars games, and of course they would not have just put out a trailer a few weeks ago when Celebration was just around the corner. We are now just a week away from it, and we got confirmation, so all the worry the community had was not really needed, to be honest. It was going to happen. It just made a ton of sense. Humbly, who plays Kay, is very excited to get this DLC out. She did confirm back in January that they finished working on it. Mid-December they were still working on it. So in terms of filming, the motion capture and stuff, that was done a few months ago. As for when this DLC pack will release, we don't have any idea other than it's still coming spring 2025, at least at this moment in time. So we still have the rest of April, May, and most of June. It could release at any point. I know some people have been saying it's going to release on May 4th because of Star Wars Day. However, May 4th is a Sunday, and no updates for games or software in general ever release over a weekend. It's just not going to happen. It could come out the week after that, so it's close to May 4th or on the Friday. Who knows? That's just speculation at this point. I'd imagine we will actually get a release date with this world premiere next week, so we won't have to wait long to find out when we are actually going to be able to play this DLC featuring Hondo. That's not the only Star Wars Outlaws news to share with you today. There is actually a little bit more. So last week they did release a new update for Star Wars Outlaws, but it was so small I didn't want to make a video on it because it was literally just one thing in the patch notes. So basically they released a hotfix which is 5.3, specifically for the PC version of the game, and it was to improve performance and stability for those using NVIDIA GPUs, so most people playing the game. But again, that was all that they said, nothing else, so it wasn't worth making an entire video on it, obviously. But there you go, if you didn't know, that's what's going on. We've also got more Outlaws promotions popping up, so for example, Asus have just put out this one. If you buy one of their qualifying motherboards before the 30th of June, you will actually get Star Wars Outlaws as Gold Edition. So if you haven't got the game yet and you're thinking about picking up a new motherboard, or you know someone that wants to get the game and they're upgrading the PC, so this is a good chance to actually get the game for free. With the offer ending June 30th, potentially that could indicate when Star Wars Outlaws A Pirate's Fortune will come out, towards the end of that month. Maybe? That's just speculation on my part. I also wanted to give a quick clarification regarding the Nintendo Switch port, which I did make a video on the other week. So, in case you missed that, Star Wars Outlaws is coming to the Switch 2 during Nintendo's Direct, showing off everything about the Switch 2. Ubisoft did announce that the game is coming to the Switch 2 at some point this year. No date. Potentially we could get something at Celebration. That'd be pretty cool. I did say in my video that maybe they'll have to take out ray tracing because we don't know if the Switch does support it, and maybe the footage that we actually did see during that Direct was only a couple of seconds, but still, I doubt it's the Switch 2 footage. However, I was corrected by some people that the footage will have been on the Switch 2 because Nintendo are very strict like that. They make sure you have to show the Switch footage. It can't be, say, a PC version piece of footage. So that was running on the Switch, which is pretty cool. Also, several hours after I posted my video, we did get confirmation that there will be ray tracing support with the system on chip that is going to be part of the Switch 2. So potentially there will be ray tracing as standard in Star Wars Outlaws on the Switch 2. We'll just have to wait and see. I would love to hear your thoughts and potential theories for A Pirate's Fortune, so let me know down in the comment section below. What do you think of anything I've shared in this video? And if you did enjoy this video, please do drop a like. Subscribe so you don't miss any future Star Wars Outlaws news updates. And if you did miss any of my previous videos, click on the playlist on screen right now, and I shall see you in my next video. Goodbye.